Hey, welcome to Trap Souls Podcast. Now we're live. Welcome to Trap Souls Podcast. I'm here with Future Ghost Paranormal. And where are you two from?
Hi, I'm Rachelle. I'm from Pittsburgh, PA, living in Pittsburgh, originally from Johnstown, PA, and San Francisco, California.
And I'm Tiffany. I'm from Johnstown. I'm living in Wimber, Pennsylvania right now. And me and Rochelle met in Johnstown.
How many members do you have on your team then?
We have about 7 solid members, and shout out to Tiffany and I are the co-founders of the team. And then we just wanted kind of some like-minded people that we would call our best friends to join. So we've been able to find this amazing group of people. We have Jess Nath. She's on our team. Tiffany's daughter, Lexi, is on our team. We also have Carly Flegel. She's on our team. Shout out to Carly. And we have Laurel Foy is on our team. We have who else do we have, Tiffany? We have
Riley, Carly's daughter.
Carly's daughter, Riley, and we have Shelly that is like we call floaters, and Tiffany's boyfriend, Jason. So they don't get to come as often, but they just kind of pop in when we need some spots, and they get to enjoy all the investigating with us.
So you guys are mainly just all in Pennsylvania then?
Yep.
Yeah, but where we're from, it's so close to Ohio, to you in Ohio. It's close to West Virginia. So we are able to kind of get around decently, and those places are still kind of considered local to us. So
yeah, like go ahead.
No, you go.
We took a trip to Michigan, and I have family out there, and they were able to join us for some investigations, which was really cool.
Yeah, I mean, that's always fun when you get to bring family. I just did that because my dad never was always interested in it, but never did it. And my brother, I got him into it a little bit. Now he's always like, let's go, let's go, let's go. So you kind of show them what you do, because they're always like, what do you do? Hunt ghosts? Really? Like that's that's weird.
We love to go to experience it.
We love to take first timers and, take people to get the experience.
So out there, what's your go-to place?
I think all the local places that we try to go to all the time, just because it's convenient. So our closest place is probably Hillview Manor in Newcastle, PA. We go there frequently. We are also very close to the Bel Air house, so we go there frequently.
Oh, there.
I know, so dark.
We like the Ross house too.
The Ross house is close. Yep, we do that.
I'm assuming you guys done the antique store next to the Ross house then?
Yeah.
Okay.
It's usually pretty quiet for us versus the house. Yeah, for us. But I mean, stuff has happened in there, but I think the house is really where the bulk of the activity is for us.
I see. I've been there twice, and it's vice versa for me.
Okay.
But it seems like a lot of women get more activity in the house compared to the antique store. And maybe something's
that probably makes sense with us.
Yeah.
We have mostly women,
Yeah, I was going to ask you that. Is it all women or just mostly women?
Yeah, our team is women, but we'll let men come sometimes.
Oh, yeah. That's nice of you.
Depends on how we're feeling.
Yeah. It's funny though how like you feel empowered being this girl group of women going to these scary places, and you see these men commenting and being like, oh, I could never do that, or why do you do that, and then I feel like you do get very different activity than what you would get being a guy. And some of the locations we go to, the men get very different activity than the women.
Yeah,
so
I agree.
So yeah, Almay Paranormal's on, Nacho's on from Ghost Chasers. Alone in the Dark is on.
Hi, everyone.
All our
Jessica,
Hi,
friends.
Zach.
and Zach's on.
Hi,
Yeah.
Tammy. I'm sure you're there with him.
Lexi, Jess, our teammates are on.
So yeah, so, as a group of women, do you feel the energy is amped up?
I think it's location based.
I don't know. Like, you girls just like to have fun, and I think that's what brings.
Yeah, we
That's
do
what
it a
brings
lot.
it in. Yeah. I think
Okay,
that brings
that
the
reminds me of two things. First of all, have you been to Old Stone Jail?
I have not.
I highly recommend going there.
Okay.
But we were in the dungeon and we had the Phasma box running. We're big fans of the Phasma box. And we kept asking all these questions and it was answering some of them. And, we were like rapid firing, like, what's your name? What'd you do to be here? How old are you? And it came through calling us something on the box that I will probably spell for you just because I don't like the word either. But what it called us was so funny that we were like, man, we need to change our team name. But it called us CUNTS with questions.
I don't think See You Next Tuesday Paranormal is a good group name, but
But we had questions.
See you next Tuesday with questions.
I feel like any prison is always like bad words or being derogatory or grabbing you or anything. So when we were at West Virginia Penitentiary, one of our team members, Laurel, we were standing right outside of Red Snyder's cell, and we were doing an EVP burst. So we were kind of like hunched over listening to a recorder. And there was bats that night. So she had her hoodie up on her head, but it was kind of dangling back like a cape.
Yeah.
And she had her back into the cell and something yanked her whole sweatshirt right off of her head onto the floor. And I'll never forget her eyes, just like she freaked out. She's like, my sweatshirt, where's my sweatshirt? And her eyes were so big. But it's funny how I do think being women, I don't know, you experience prisons differently and certain places. I do agree with you that it just, I don't know, it could amp it up or just make it different. So
yeah, I mean, we talk about it all the time on the show, like women. Yeah, I think of the spirits we're talking to, like 1800s, early 1900s, like women were looked down upon then. You weren't looked as equal. So when you go into these places like Mansfield or Madison Seminary or the prisons or even the poorhouses, Fairfield, that, they're not looking at you as equal. The men aren't. And we get that at the Ross House through the spirit box. And when we do Estes, we get two women talking to us all the time. Then about 20 minutes into it, a man comes in and just shuts them out. It's weird.
Yeah, we always have had those spirits coming through on the boxes that kind of get to pick and choose who's coming through at the time. And we're always like, hey, let other people talk for a second. And you don't get to control that.
Yeah. Talk about guys like Nacho just said something up there. But we go in there all macho, like, oh, we're going to go get ghosts. And you girls are probably going in there like, oh, dance off. Let's go. Like,
Speaking of,
tell that story, Tiffany. That was my second thing I was going to say.
That was West Virginia, right? Yeah.
That was Hillview.
Or Hillview. At Hillview, we were in the boiler room and we literally, it was the last place we were stopping for the night. We were all getting tired, and it turned into a dance party. And the EMF reader, which you don't commonly see, spike,
Sometimes we don't even get it out anymore, but
yeah, when it's stationary, you rarely see it spike. And it was literally grooving with us. It was so funny.
So we were in the boiler room and there's a spirit Eli in there. So reportedly. I always say reportedly because, you go into these locations and they have all this information on who's there. And it's like, well, we don't know for sure if it is. But reportedly, Eli is a spirit there. And history does show that he was at the poor farm. It used to be a poor farm. And he alcohol was not allowed there. So he would leave, sneak out, get drunk, and he would come back through the outside entrance into the boiler room, and he would sleep off his drunkenness for the next day. And the one day he came back, he couldn't get in, and he ended up passing out in the snow and froze to death. And they did kind of pull his body into the boiler room. But the rumor is that he likes women down there and he likes music. So we were at Hillview with Zach and Alone in the Dark Paranormal. Shout out, Zach. And we decided all of us girls will go to the boiler room, and Zach and the boys went to the second floor. So when we were down there, all of our phones were on airplane mode. We were just playing downloaded music. It wasn't going off prior to that. And then as soon as we started playing the music, it was like on it, like the beat of the song. And we played all fast, fun music, and they were watching us on the cameras the whole time because you can see the cameras for the whole building in the office. And we're down there dancing and singing to try to get this activity to pick up, and it did. I mean, it was
adding boiler to all the songs, making up our own lyrics.
Yeah. Sometimes you just have to have fun at an investigation, because we've noticed that when certain investigations, we try so hard. We try so hard to see something. We try really hard to make everything perfect so that we can see stuff. And I feel like in those moments where we're just having fun in between setting up, that's when we really see, hear, experience things. So you just have to have fun sometimes. Yes. And what Zach said, the Hillview crew, they were just watching us the whole time.
And I do notice, like, the more I want to feel or see something, it never comes, like, ever. And it's always when I let my guard down. And the best stuff happens at the end of the night.
Yeah, I mean, we've been talking about that. I mean, I've been doing this for 19 years, investigating and learning that we all want to go in there, ask all the same questions. You know, what's your name? You male, female, you nurse here, or whatever. They're sick of that.
Yeah.
That's true.
You would be. I mean, they're spirits. They were human beings at one time. They like to have fun too. So I think bringing that aspect brings them out.
Right. I think so too. And I mean, even just playing music is, you know, it's through every generation. And even if it's not music that you're used to, you can still enjoy it.
Yeah.
But I do wonder, going into some of these locations where you get the tours, you get the historical information, I do wonder how much of it is fully accurate. Because talking about Old Stone Jail in Ebensburg, Pennsylvania, very, very cool place, very active for us. But we actually had a unique opportunity to go investigate there with some of the current employees of Cambria County Jail in Ebensburg. And when we were there, one of the people that were there was a corrections officer in that jail when it was fully functioning. And he was able to tell us some stories about specific inmates, what things were like there prior to what it looks like now, kind of how things would operate. And so he told us a story about an inmate, and I actually have a video to post this on our Facebook page, but he told us a story about Buddy, the inmate, and he ended up hanging himself. He had a cell on the 4th floor, and he was just kind of like a troublemaker, like very defiant, didn't want to do things the right way. And so he did hang himself, and the coroner didn't come pick up his body for a while. So the officers, they had to bring his body down in the cell, and he was just up there for, I think, a few hours. And this was in the 90s, maybe. So until the coroner came to get his body, every inmate in the prison was singing the My Buddy song, the doll from the 80s.
Yeah.
My buddy, my buddy.
My
And
buddy.
yeah. So he told us that story. We started investigating. We had the Phasma box running up there in that same exact spot in the 4th floor. And we were just listening, and all of a sudden this Phasma box said, "That's my buddy." And it took a second for my brain to even comprehend what it was saying. And then I was like, oh, it said my buddy. And it was so cool because we have been there twice prior and we got the usual information. We were trying to talk to Smitty and all this stuff, but to hear that information, and it came through all night, my buddy asking to play the buddy song. We kept playing it over and over again all night because I think acknowledging that accurate, true information, the historical documentation, just it opened up that place that night, opened it up completely. And so I think it's important going into these locations. Not only is the history the super cool part of paranormal investigating, but I mean, you have to look for that historical accuracies.
Oh, definitely. I mean, Nacho knows I'm huge into, like, I always say, you know, what's the one thing you're more scared of than death? That's being forgotten, right? No one wants to be forgotten when they're gone. And so the memories is why I do this, trying to keep memories, you know, alive, I guess you want to call it. Because how many people you go, I don't know how many ghosts there are named Sarah, but there's so many. Like every place has a Sarah.
Everywhere has a Sarah.
So I mean, like Madison Seminary, I do a lot. There's a Sarah in there. Maybe it's not Sarah there. You know, one person said it was Sarah, and then everybody just says Sarah, and there's probably this dude in the corner saying, "My name's not Sarah." Like, I'm
I'll
Frank.
be Sarah though.
I'll
Today
be Sarah.
Sarah.
Hey, I'm Sarah. You know, but I mean, the stories and the memories are wrong. And I was talking to Manny from Ghost Sisters. Maybe that's why they're trapped here. You know, stuck here. It's because their stories aren't straight. I mean, we will never know.
True. Yeah.
But you know,
yeah, I do
see
think. Go ahead, Tiffany.
I was just gonna say I see this question, and it's funny because we've talked about it. But say what you were gonna say first.
I think the paranormal world is all about intention, more so than anything else that we do. I think the afterlife is all about intention. I've done a lot of reading on near-death experiences in the afterlife, and communication in the afterlife is not talking. It's mostly through intention and speaking to somebody. Like, you're not talking to them verbally, but what you want to say is basically in their mind. And so I think I'm a firm believer that where we go, you put out the intention that you're going to be able to communicate with people. You put out the intention that's going to be an active night. And you put out the intention for the positive and negative experiences that you get in these locations. So I believe that the spirits can take forms of the intentions that are put out in these locations. Yeah. Some of these places that have multiple people going to investigate just every weekend, you know, if they're constantly calling for a spirit named Sarah, the intention's out there that something is going to take form of a Sarah just because that's how they can get the attention.
Yeah. I agree. I was going to answer Deborah, or not Deborah.
Almay.
Almay.
Hi, Almay.
Hi. When you go to a location, do you have some team members that research the place and others that go in blind? We definitely do. I know Laurel used to be our historian, and she would research everything. I personally like to go in blind and then learn the history after, because I feel like when you're investigating, just like Sarah, if you hear there's a Sarah, then you hear Sarah in the spirit box because, you know, it's not always clear what's coming through. So I like to go in blind and with like maybe a few stories on the tour, you know, just to hear a little bit. And then we like to compare things that happened to what other people have experienced after the fact. At the Crescent Sanatorium, for example. You want to tell that story, Rachelle?
Yeah, sure. Is that the one with the mimic?
Yep.
So Crescent Sanitarium, we had a private, and we did all of the old sanitarium buildings, and they were cool, they were creepy, but the jail areas were where we really got a lot of our activity. And so we were in, I think it was building E, but I might be wrong. And we were just like setting up equipment. We investigated probably for a good 45 minutes, and not much was happening. So we were starting to wrap up, starting to collect equipment, and we heard this noise, almost like a beeping. So we thought it was one of our equipment that we forgot, or another team member forgot. So we're walking around the whole jail building trying to find where this noise is coming from. And it reminded me of like a smoke detector when the battery's dying, but it didn't sound like a smoke detector. So we're finally walking, getting close to where the sound is. It was like we were up on the second floor stairs, about to be right where the sound was. And then all of a sudden, the same sound, was on the total opposite end of the building. And so we were going all over this building. I say we were like Scooby-Doo, you know, like Scooby-Doo, like walking
That's
around.
That's why I love when you tell this story.
And we would like be right there where it was. And then it would jump and be like behind a door somewhere else in the building, this beeping. And no joke, we Scooby-Dooed for 30 minutes trying to find this lost equipment. And every time we got up on it, it would jump somewhere else. And then it just stopped completely. And so we never found anything, any loose equipment in there. None of us were missing equipment. There was nothing else beeping the rest of the night. But afterwards, we had found out that people reportedly say that there's a mimic spirit there, where it can mimic your voice, mimic music, mimic sounds. And so I was shocked when I heard that, because if we would have heard that prior to going there, then we would have maybe thought, you know, something was up. But to be able to have that confirmed. Yes, Deborah, Scooby-Dooing. We do that all the time.
And to hear it after
also,
the fact.
like cat and mouse chase.
But to hear it after the fact kind of feels more real to me. Like when you go in knowing that happened to somebody else and you hear a beep, maybe it was a fire alarm or whatever going dead. But because we chased that sound for so long and we realized it definitely wasn't, I feel like we wouldn't have even like moved around and even had that experience if we heard that story before we went there.
Do you think it's trying to get you to go somewhere, or
it's
get
a
you
trickster
away
is
from
what
something?
the rumor has it that there's like a trickster there.
I think it didn't want us to leave, because we were packing up, getting ready to leave. And I think it kept doing that to get us to stay and look for it.
Sounds like a mimic. I mean, I had that at Bel Air House.
Okay.
So again, we were packing up. Everybody was outside, and we were like the seance table, the dining room, whatever you want to call it. I went back in to see if we left anything. Well, I heard my friend shadowing say, "Hey, Ryan, come here." It was in the kitchen. I'm like, okay, cool. I took 2 steps, then my buddy shadowing walks through the door. And I turn around, I'm like, can't say what I said to him. I was like, F you, dude. And I walked out. I'm like, okay, maybe they wanted me to stay. I don't know.
Yeah.
But like, I was upset about it. But now I'm like, let's go play.
Yeah.
I agree.
Did
when
you
your
stay?
guard's down, the best stuff happens.
That's just what Almay said. When your guard's down, they start popping.
That's what I was reading. I said, I agree.
Yeah.
That's
so
always
true.
my best experiences are always when my guard's down.
Tell them about Ohio State Reformatory when your guard was down.
So
This is the best story. We tell it everywhere to everybody.
Do I have to stand up and like imitate it? But
I think so. You can do it in your chair.
So we're on like a 2-day stretch of investigations. We went to Eloise in Michigan, and then on our way home went to Ohio State.
Highly recommend that trip, by the way. So yes, fun.
It was amazing. But of course, by day 2 of investigating, you're absolutely exhausted.
And Zach went with us too.
Yeah, Zach met us there. But we spent all night investigating. You know, it was pretty cool. I can't really remember anything too significant before this happened. And we have, I think, maybe 45 minutes left, but we don't want to give up like that amount of time. But at the same time, we also don't want to like go setting equipment up anywhere, like, because it's not that much time.
And that place is huge too.
Huge, yeah.
It's like a lot of exploring too.
Yeah. So the one section is at like 5 floors of cells, I think.
Yeah, it's the cell block. There's 5 on one side and 6 on the other, I think. Maybe.
Yeah. And during the tour, they gave us some like little like challenges, I guess you would say, like different things you could try while you were there that other teams have tried. And one of them was to walk around up there with no equipment and no lights on and just like shadow watch. Well, we just decided to walk around, and there were 4 of us, and Rachelle stood on the one side, and me and my daughter walked the entire way to the end of the other side, which it was a far walk, and it was
me and Jess. Yeah, it was my brilliant idea that we both split up on opposite ends of the cell block
and just kind of watch. Like we were going to kind of shadow watch or listen. Like we didn't.
Yeah, really I remember it was the 3rd story because you can see ambient light coming in from the windows.
Yeah, that's right. I remember now.
Onto the floor of that cell block.
Yeah. So we get down there, and we're only down there for like a few minutes before I start like, I don't know. I'm like, at this point, I'm so tired. I'm like, are my eyes playing tricks on me or what? But it looks like to me, what I believed was Rachelle just kind of like dancing around. And I'm like, Rachelle, what are you doing? Are you down there dancing? And she's like, no. And we're cracking up because we're
Meanwhile, we're so far apart, like a football field, that we couldn't barely even hear each other.
But I'm not thinking this. Like, I'm actually thinking that I'm seeing her. Then it looks like somebody's like hanging on the rafters, like above their head. And I'm like, I keep looking at my daughter, and we're laughing, and we're like, that's Rachelle. That has to be her. Like, it has to be.
And we're like, from our end, Jess and I were also seeing dark shadow movement kind of in the middle of the cells.
Yeah. And I'm like, it has to be you. And she's just cracking up. Like, we're almost done. And then, like, I kid you not, I've never seen anything so clear in my life. I see what looks like a blank face with long dark hair just like peek out of a sail like this and peek their head back in. And I look at my daughter, and I'm like, that was Rachelle, right? And she's like, I think so. And I'm like, Rachelle. And she's like, yeah. And that's when I seen like a little red light. I think it was on a camera or something. And I seen how far away it truly was. And I was like, there's no way that was Rachelle. It couldn't have been. And she's like, that's not Rachelle. We got to go. And I'm like, guys. And
they're like, yeah. A good 10 minutes to figure out that they
were screaming like across. Like, that's how you know how far away we were. I'm like, guys. And Rachelle's like, yeah. And I'm like, can we come back now? And we just start booking it.
So at that point, they stand up and turn the flashlight on. And that's when I realized how far apart we were. Because it's like, seriously like a football field.
Yeah. I mean, and there's no way I could see them moving in the dark.
So where I was seeing movement wasn't as far as they were. And I think where they were seeing movement was the same thing. It was like right
somewhere in the middle. Like, but that was the coolest experience of my life. And it was definitely a person.
And it was when you weren't trying hard.
And it was when I gave up. I'm like, okay, we're done investigating. We're just exploring at this point. Like,
and I asked her 5 million questions. What did it look like? Was it see-through? Was it glowing? Was it, did you see eyes? And Lexi said the eyes were this big, and I made eye contact with it.
And I said, forehead. He had a really big forehead.
He had a giant forehead. He had skin and a giant forehead. That's what she said.
Because after I got spooked, like my words didn't even make sense at all. Carly said I need to act it out. I think with the background, it's too move like too hard.
But it was like a hair flip too. You said it was like this and then a hair flip.
Yeah, I could like see the hair like flip up. Like it, I really thought it was Rachelle messing with me.
Do you think not having equipment helps sometimes? I mean, I'm a big believer in that because, again, 1900s, we're bringing all this electronical stuff out, and they're like, what the hell is this? We're like, go touch the red light. And, you know, but if you just go, you know, I always have my recorder on me. It's small. So,
yeah,
you just go sit somewhere. And we do this at Trans Allegheny. We'll just sit in a hallway and listen and not really ask questions. And a lot of shadow figures there. So, I mean, do you think that helps?
I do think it does. And I actually would love to have an investigation where it's old school, like with no cameras, maybe just like a recorder, not much equipment. Because I do feel like now that the paranormal world is so built up, there's so many gadgets, and we love it all. But I do always think, and we've asked the spirits, hey, would you come out more? Would you talk to us more if we turn the cameras off? And their responses are always usually yes, like turn the cameras off. And I do feel like when the cameras are off, you get more. But I also feel like there's so many times where we've gotten such crazy cool activity with all of the equipment that it's like you're hesitant to do that because you want to get the activity on the equipment. But I do feel like there's a lot of times where when stuff isn't spread out everywhere, you can focus your eyes more on seeing shadows, and you can just focus more on being in the moment to see some things, hear some things, get to experience it, but not necessarily capture it on equipment.
Yeah, I've always wanted to do it. I haven't yet because, you know, you spend all this money on equipment, but, you know, rent Madison out, take a few people there, no equipment, just your digital recorder, and see the difference. You know, because I've been there 15 times. So would it make a huge difference? I think it would.
Yeah.
But like, not even bring your equipment to the place. Keep it in your car. Let's just go in there with the recorder on your phone and let's just go investigate old school wise. I mean,
I would love to do that. I think we should plan that. Just do an old school investigation.
Because back in the day, they didn't have that stuff.
So,
it's
true.
And you figure they're so used to communicating with people in like these high traffic places that they'd be finding a way to communicate if they felt like it.
Nacho said, what's the scariest experience you have ever had? And have you ever noped out of anywhere?
I don't think we have.
Not often.
I mean, I've noped out of like a section of the room, but not a location.
Right. Yes. I think we've noped out of certain areas, but not like noped out of the whole building. Like I think anytime we nope, it's probably either where it feels very, very dark and heavy, or
it's making us like physically ill or faint.
Yes.
Or, you know,
or if there's like rapid fire footsteps that right up behind you.
Yeah.
Oh,
bats. Yes. Zach, bats.
Yeah.
Me and Zach, we don't like bats.
Yeah, I heard his bad
I feel
story.
like I'm the only one on my team that doesn't note because of bats.
Have you ever had an instance where you question yourself? Like, why am I doing this?
When it's freezing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's
then
pretty
I
much
question myself. Maybe when it's like 5 a.m. and we're driving home an hour and a half.
Even then, I'm usually pretty amped up though. Like from
the adrenaline hits. It does. What about you, Ryan?
No, I've never. I think this. I don't know. That's a hard one. I've never not left a place. I stick to it.
Yeah.
Trans Allegheny was like my first experience of like fight or flight type thing. We were sitting in a hallway, heard some noises, and it was toward the end of the hallway, and I saw this gray, solid, pretty much gray person walk out of a room, look at me, you see its head turn, then walk in another room.
Wow.
And you know, my stomach was tight. That was like I saw, full apparition when I was younger, but being older, you're like, oh shit. So I was like,
did it take a second for you to realize what you were seeing?
Yeah, because I was like, what the hell? I stood up and I'm like, no, this is not going to get the best of me. So I went to the room, and the weird thing was I could not get in that room without my flashlight. I hate flashlights. So I'm like, flashlight off, let's go in this room.
Yeah, I'm not a fan. The only reason would be if you're like going from one spot to the other.
Yeah.
For safety purposes. But.
Yeah. And it was like, I cannot break the threshold of this door. So I called my buddy Ashley over. I'm like, and he didn't see it because they were on the other side of the hallway and there's a door cracked open. I'm like, walk in that room without a flashlight. He could not even get in that room. It felt like something was pushing him back. As soon as we turned a flashlight on, we walked right in. It was weird. And it was just a room. So that was one. The last time Madison Seminary, I had them lock me up in the attic, back hallway. And I always mess with that doctor up there. He pisses me off. So I always go up there and mess with him a little bit because he likes to mess with women. And that time was a little different. Like usually I'm cool up there. They don't like to mess with me, but something dark came out and it felt bad. It was to a point where I'm like, yeah, we're cool, dude. I'm just messing with you. Like I was just joking for the last 14 times,
You feel it change. Yeah. It changes the whole atmosphere of the place.
And I was like, I should not be up here, but I did think 45, 50 minutes up there. And my friends came up and got me. And I mean, there was walking in the attic on the other side. The doors were rattling a little bit. And when they came up, the door was unlatched and opened a little bit. So it was kind of cool.
Yeah. But, Zach with Alone in the Dark Paranormal said, what's the most riveting EVP you've ever caught?
Don't you guys have a competition?
Yeah, we just, wait a minute. I brought it.
Oh, did you win it this year?
Yeah.
Future Ghost took the sweep. We got both MVE, Most Valuable Evidence Award, and Kick-Ass Blooper Award.
Thanks to Zach.
All thanks to Zach, yeah. He was the reason that we got the blooper award. But
he's in our videos.
Yes, we have, for anybody that doesn't know, every year we have a wrap party with Future Ghost Paranormal, or with Alone in the Dark. So Future Ghosts versus Alone in the Dark. And we basically bring all of our best evidence caught from 2025, and we compete against each other, showing the videos to see who has the most valuable evidence, and we vote on it. We have different voting categories. This year we also added a Kick-Ass Blooper Award, and because you catch funny moments sometimes. Don't ever forget, recorders are always running. So yeah, this year we just had it last weekend at Zach and Tammy's house, and we also made paintings where we got thrift store paintings and painted ghosts in them. Zach and Bill, his team member, did a really cool tech example where he was showing us how to turn SJ cams into night vision cameras and make REM pods. And so it was really, really nice to be able to have time aside from investigating just to hang out with people. I'm loving to see all of the collaborations going on between all the teams. There's people watching in this chat right now that we've become super close with. And that's what we want Future Ghost to be all about, is it being like a family, and then having other teams to kind of partake in that and call family as well. So yes, we just did our wrap party, Go Future Ghosts. And one of my favorite EVP stories was with Zach and Alone in the Dark in the basement of the Bel Air house. So we were down there, and Zach usually does this event called Friends and Family, and he brings his friends and family that maybe are interested in it but don't really have the opportunities. And so we were in the basement, and not a lot of people went down there that night just because some people aren't fans of basements. I personally love basements everywhere we go.
Yeah.
So we're down there, and we had the Phasma box running. And very clearly, I do feel without a doubt that we were speaking with a soldier from the French and Indian War. I am Native, so everywhere we go, where there's Native American activity or history, we always do a ceremony. And I do feel, being Native, that you can communicate on a whole nother level to other Native American spirits. And I feel that anytime we go to these locations like Bel Air House, Ross House, Hinsdale, anywhere that has that Native history, I feel like not only do we honor them and give them tobacco, but I just feel like it brings out a whole nother level of activity. And so on the Phasma box, it had said, I'm just a soldier. And Zach asked if they were in the French and Indian War, and they said, no, Zach. And then, or they said, yes, Zach. And then I had asked if they're Native, and it said, no, Rachelle, like calling us by our names.
Wow.
Which, that's another thing, is I feel like my name is mentioned everywhere we go.
Yeah.
But right after that, I said, did you die in service? And two things happened. One, we got a response that was not on the box. It was an EVP, but it was a disembodied voice that we heard with our own ears. And immediately it said, yes, as loud as us talking right now.
Wow.
And Zach and I both reacted because we knew what we heard. And there was only one other guy that would have said it. And we thought, we like made sure, probably aggressively made sure by yelling, like, did you just talk? Did you just speak? Because we knew it was something. And simultaneously, we heard the yes. I caught it on recorder. And then my Phasma box died, completely stopped working. Not just that, my tablet was completely fried. I had to buy a new one.
Wow.
It was completely fried. Yeah. So that's probably one of my favorite EVP stories.
Yeah. I mean, so Alone in the Dark were on 2 months ago. I mean, Zach told me there's no way you guys are going to win anything. He was going to take all the trophies.
Did he tell you that?
I mean, I don't know, Zach. I mean, I don't know.
I believe it.
He said it'll be
already.
He said it'll be a clean sweep. There's
I
no
held
way.
on to the big guns, the heavy hitters.
No, he did say you probably had some good stuff hidden away that.
Yeah, I did. We're like stealthy like that. We keep it all year till we get to just like unleash
I
it.
can't remember what the score was, but we were pretty close.
It was
Right.
very close. Very, very close. Zach also reminded me, we caught, this is actually probably my number one favorite EVP, at Waverly. We were on the 5th floor, and this was actually with our previous team we were on. We went down there. It was the first time that Tiffany and I were both there. We've been back since, but when we were there, on the 5th floor, there was 4 of us up there. 2 people went back to the gear room to get something. And so there was just me and one other person up there. And I caught the clearest EVP, the longest EVP. It was 4 sentences long. And it was a conversation between a man and a woman. So you can hear the tone of the man, you can hear the tone of the woman. And when they talked, it almost sounded, you know how sometimes EVPs sound robotic or like they're through a loudspeaker?
Yeah.
That's how loud it was on the recorder. And it sounded like a nurse and a doctor talking, but the woman was like, I'll be right back. And the man said, finish it. And she said, give me something. And for 4 sentences, it was crazy.
It was insane. But do you remember what happened right before that?
No.
We were getting up to clean up our equipment because there was no activity.
Oh, really?
Yeah. and
That's
everything
funny.
started going off, right?
Yeah.
Like all the equipment started going off at once.
Yeah.
And
That
then
was
when we
so
went back
long
to
ago.
play the recorder on our break, that's what we heard.
Yeah. Yes, we did.
So that was pretty crazy.
And I don't know why we played the recorder because we didn't hear anything with our ears.
I think we just were doing it that night for some reason, like sitting in the break room, like listening. I don't know if we were like waiting for other teams or what we were doing, but
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll go back to collaboration. I mean, that was a big thing about 6 months ago, how no one likes to collab and blah, blah, blah. Everybody's complaining about something, on Facebook.
yeah.
And I think, Verona Ghost Chasers and I, not talking about it, but wanted to prove people wrong. And, we do collab with a lot. And I do we started this last year with Almay Paranormal, Lake Erie Shadow Hunters, Southern Ohio Paranormal Society, RC Paranormal, myself and Verona. We did a Fellowship of the Spirits. That's what I called it because I'm a, Lord of the Rings nerd sometimes. So Fellowship of the Spirits, and we all went to Madison and just had a good time and ate food. It was like the end of the year investigation. It was about 20 degrees in that whole place. It was freezing. But Madison,
why do I do this?
But Madison is a lot more active in the winter than it is in the summer.
See, I believe that too. Yeah. I feel like they don't use as much energy when it's cold. Like it's easier for them.
Yeah, I mean, people say because not many people are going there. They're not going there every night, because it's so cold. I mean, I don't know the reason, but I just know I've done experiments, one in the winter, two in the summer, one in the winter. Winter activity wise blows it away. Yes, it's cold. I mean, it's freezing, but it worked out. We had a good time and ate a lot of food and had a lot of laughs. So that's what it's about.
Yeah, we have some good collabs coming up. The Unknown Project asked us to go to TALA with them, Trans-Allegheny Lunatic Asylum.
Nice.
So we have been there before to investigate the main building, but this time they booked the outer medical buildings. So I'm really excited for that.
Yeah. There's a Devin from West Virginia, Paranormal Girl. We're trying to get she wants to do outer buildings, so we're trying to get that planned.
Have you ever done them before?
Not the outer buildings. No, I've done the main building twice.
Yeah, that's what I'm hearing. The outer buildings are where it's active. Yeah. Almay just said that too. Love the outer buildings. Yeah, that's what I'm hearing is where it's popping in the outer buildings. So.
I mean, is it because they don't investigate as much? I mean, it could be.
Probably.
Yeah. And I feel like it's not as restored. Like I feel like parts of the newer building are they're preserving, which is awesome.
Yeah.
But yeah, maybe it's just because it's more, I guess more crazy stuff would happen there too.
Yeah.
So.
Do any tours? No, I don't think.
I think they do maybe one, but not probably just in one of the outer buildings.
I think they do it like they do the main building. They split people up like in groups of 10, like they do in the main building. And you go building to building, like you have like 2 or 3 hours in each building. You're a group of 10, and you switch. I don't know if it's 10 because I know that's what it is in the main building, which works out great. That place is huge, so
yeah. Zach is asking us the team trip we posted on Facebook. What interests us about that area of the U.S. So in May this year, our team is going to New Orleans. We're so excited. Yeah. I think so. What we did basically at the beginning of the year, we have our team fill out a Google form, just like asking what locations do you really want to do this year? Do you want to do road trips? Do you want to fly somewhere? And so this is the first year where we're actually flying somewhere, but we chose, yes, we want to fly somewhere. And the options were Savannah or New Orleans or St. Augustine, which we want to go to all of them, but we chose New Orleans just because of the sheer amount of history that's there. Haunted history,
true crime,
slavery history, the music, the people. So
food,
the food, definitely the food.
Yes. We're definitely foodies, huh, Rachelle?
Yes. Yes. So when we do any type of traveling, this is the first time flying, but anytime we do a road trip, like we said before, we try to, usually we ask Zach and Tammy with Alone in the Dark, and they usually give us some good recommendations of places to eat. So we try to do like other locations. Sometimes we try to do a couple investigations back to back, just because if we're going to be in that area, we may as well try to get more than one. Yeah. But we go in Tiffany's van. It's a white van, and we call it the Ghostmobile. Yes. When we went to Waverly, we stopped at Buc-ee's along the way. That was an experience. We had no clue what it was, and Zach's like, "Hey, we're stopping at Buc-ee's," and we were like, "Okay." We also, when we went to Waverly, we did Mammoth Caves National Park, which was really cool, and we stayed at a cabin there. Our team member Carly.
Oh, this is a good one.
This is the kind of stuff we do on our trips, but she was waiting for us because we were meeting up somewhere, and she met this older couple, and they call themselves the Night Walkers. Okay. And they are a paranormal group, and they usually go hiking to these areas, and I think they're Bigfoot people, but they were like, "Hey, we know this haunted place that was Floyd Collins' cave entrance where he got stuck and died. Would you like to walk with us to this location?" And we said, "Yeah." Yes. So we meet up with them. We're walking through the woods
with people that were packing.
It wasn't scary at all. And
no, they weren't. It was fun.
And so Carly calls us before that. She's like, "Okay, guys, I found somebody. They're going to take us into the woods to this Floyd Collins."
Like literally the moment she arrived too. Like it wasn't like,
So long story short, this couple was awesome. And we're walking in the woods at night. Tiffany ends up with a tick from Kentucky. And then
it wasn't the one that makes you allergic to meat, thank God. So,
And so the Rocky Mountain spotted one or whatever.
Yeah.
So we get there and we learn this whole huge history that Floyd Collins was a cave explorer, and he owned and found one of the entrances to Mammoth Caves, but he got stuck in there and died. But he was stuck for like many days.
Yeah, I actually just recently decided to research that, and it's very interesting. You should look it up.
So yeah, look up Floyd Collins if you can from Mammoth Caves. But his house was there, and they actually pulled his body out and put it on display for a while. It was a really sad story. And so we went there and explored it, and it was beautiful. And then coming back, they were doing some owl calls, some Bigfoot calls, but it was a blast. So just be aware that when you travel, you get to meet these people, and it turns into really fun opportunities. But New Orleans, though, is just, I think, one big reason I've wanted to go there. Any American Horror Story fans here? Because the Coven one, was it the Coven one where they had the Lalaurie, Madame Lalaurie?
So.
Yeah. So ever since then, first of all, I'm going to the Lalaurie mansion, and I don't think we can. I think it's closed, but we can at least do some
look at the outside.
Try to get some EVPs outside. But we also were really interested in true crime, and we're going to be investigating the Rampart Street murder house.
Okay.
Have you heard of that?
Yeah, I've heard of it.
Okay, so really sad story you guys should look up, but it's the story of Zach and Addie, and they were a couple that were living in an apartment above a voodoo shop on Rampart Street, and it was right after Hurricane Katrina. They wanted to rough it out there, and he ended up going crazy, and it was a murder-suicide where he basically cut her into pieces, put parts of her in the oven, put parts of her in the fridge, and he even wrote all over the walls, "Don't open the oven. I'm sorry for what I did." And then he died by suicide himself too. So very, very sad story, but just something that I don't know why we do this, but something that we want to check out. So that's our plans.
I know why we do it.
The cemeteries, we want to
For
see the
CUNTs with questions.
That's why. That's why. We have important questions.
Yes.
Do you guys have like any plans besides just going down there? I mean, have you reserved stuff already, or?
Yeah. So far we have that investigation planned.
Okay.
We're going to do a swamp tour and check out Oak Alley Plantation, which is also haunted.
Yeah.
And then there's just like some places we want to check out. There's we're staying at Bourbon Orleans Hotel, which is one of the most haunted hotels down there. We want to check out there's one bar that is the oldest bar in New Orleans, I think, or maybe even in the United States.
I think
I'm
it
not
was the
sure.
United States, Rochelle.
Was it? Yeah.
I think so. I can't
The
remember the name
blacksmith,
already.
Lafitte Blacksmith's
Yes,
bar.
Lafayette is how I was saying it, but that's probably not right.
Maybe that is it. Yeah.
I just made it up, but
yeah. So just like we like to do the normal touristy stuff and have like some things planned, but also just leave it up to those moments where we can meet people that will take us to
maybe go
Floyd
for a walk in
Collins
an
Cave
alley this
entrance.
time, you know?
Yeah. Yeah, you know.
I'm just kidding, Debbie. We will take your advice. We won't go out alone.
Yes. Thank you, Deborah. We'll be very careful.
Hey, good night, Nacho. Have a good one, man.
Bye, Nacho. Bye, Zach. Thanks for coming.
I think Zach was just saying goodnight to Nacho.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Avoid the ninth ward at all costs, says Debbie.
Yes, that's what I've heard. Definitely. So yeah, we're excited, and
it's always good to take trips. I mean, doing the same stuff.
We just have so much fun. I feel like even just in the van riding together, blasting music and
making playlists.
Yeah.
It's we're doing Billy Creek and ISS this year.
Oh,
we're going out there. We're going to do them back to back. We're going to spend 3 nights out there. And the first night, we're just going to hang out, have a good time. I think RC Paranormal's coming. Verona Ghost Chaser's coming.
Zach wants to know about our pull-up song. So when we pull up to a location, we like to play Korn Coming Undone. And what's funny,
it's our pimp up song.
Yes. So what's funny is the last time I was pulling up to a location, I was like really cutting it close on time. I just had my music on, like, you know, my lights.
Tiffany.
Always late. But I forgot to put my pulling up song on, and as soon as I made the turn, it turned on. Like, it was my playlist, so I'm not saying like, you know, it came out of nowhere, but it was pretty nice timing.
Intention.
It was pretty nice timing. Somebody was looking out for me. They knew I needed it.
We also have another song. Jess is reminding me. You know the Jack and Diane song, right?
Yeah.
We just have like an alternate version to it. And I don't want to even say it because I want to meet up with you one day, Ryan, and we're going to play it for you when we meet up, okay? but just
Okay.
know that we have
Don't be
another
Googling it.
song that we always play on our road trips. So when we see you in person, we're going to play it for you.
Okay. Let's get some generic questions out of the way. Bucket list place anywhere in the world.
We were just talking about that.
Yeah, I really want to go to St. Augustine. And I would love to see the Winchester House in California. I don't really think, I mean, it would be awesome to investigate, but I think they just do tours there.
I've been there and it's amazing. It really is awesome. Just to tour it. I think you can investigate there, but you have to be pretty famous, maybe. I'm not sure.
Well, they have like, you have to have so many followers, and it's like starts out like $10,000 or something a night.
It's crazy. It is definitely worth
going to. How many followers do we need?
I don't know. That's a lot.
Probably millions.
Yeah, probably. I mean, not what I have.
St. Augustine Lighthouse has always been on my bucket list.
Yeah, that place just looks cool. I mean, from the lighthouse to the corridors where they stayed. I mean, it's all supposed to be a museum. I'm
like an OG Ghost Hunter person, the TV show, and ever since they had their episode, it was like forever ago. I don't know, maybe like 2004 they were there.
So they're seeing what the shadow figures up on the stairs. Yeah.
Yes. Ever since then, I was like, I'm going there. So that has always been on my list for sure.
Our team member Jess just commented that hers is the Stanley Hotel.
Okay. Everybody loves the Stanley.
Room 217. That's the room Stephen King stayed in.
Oh. Yeah. I don't know much about the Stanley Hotel. I'll have to look it up.
That is his inspiration for The Shining.
Yeah. Oh, okay. Then how did I not know that?
The 20-year-old of, I mean, it'd be cool to go there, spend the night. But I mean, I think there's other cool places for me.
Yeah. I think I would like to do Poveglia Island. That's that island in Italy.
Okay.
Yeah, that's super haunted.
Let's talk about that, because I mean, we talked about it before, but like Italy and Australia, they never really come up on haunted stuff. It's always UK, United States.
It is, right? It's interesting, those ones. And you think, what's the reason for that? Because it's not that there's not haunted locations there. It just maybe it's the age of the areas. Like my husband and I honeymooned in Ireland. And we went to Leap Castle there, which was so cool. Definitely put that on your bucket list.
That's what's top of my bucket list. So.
Yes, go for sure. Just go to Ireland in general. Love it.
I'm trying to get out there. I think next year is going to be Ireland trip. So
yes, I definitely suggest it. And so we went and stopped there, and I mean, going around that whole country, the history there, but it's like, I mean, the history goes back so far that you can't even fathom that these castles were built that far in the past, and that we're standing in them, exploring them, and they're still in great shape and people still live in them. And so I think just seeing how old the history is in some of these places, like maybe some areas just are older history than others, maybe
it's just, I don't know. Cause I mean, there has to be history like down in South America, the Mayan temple area. I mean, south of, Africa, Egyptian. I mean, maybe they just don't look at paranormal the same way. That's why maybe you're not allowed to do it there. I don't know.
Yeah, maybe.
There's so many other countries that aren't talked about.
There are, but I still feel like I have so many bucket list items in our country still. Like, I would love to do the Queen Mary. That'd be very cool.
Yeah.
That's on my bucket list.
Yeah, I mean, I'm going to UK this year to investigate.
Are you?
Yeah.
Wow.
So
where at?
Man, she was on last night. I forget. from Ghostly Gatherings, Emma from Ghostly Gatherings. I'm meeting up with her, and we're doing an investigation. And then we're supposed to sometime go out to the ancient Ramen and do a private investigation there. So,
Oh yeah, that would be really cool there.
but it's gonna be fun because I want to see the country. I'm gonna be there 4 nights, 5 days. I'm meeting up with Emily Paranormal. She's gonna meet us the first night and do an investigation with us. So I mean, a bucket list, but you're talking history, like ancient Ramen. I think it was 1100s.
Yeah. It's crazy when you're standing in these places and you're like, this was from like 1050 or it's crazy. It's insane how old the history is out there.
And over here, we're like, wow, this was built in 1880. This is so old, you know?
I know.
It's crazy as sometimes the paint peels and other times it doesn't.
Oh, Tiffany. She's obsessed with paint peeling.
That's when we go somewhere and the paint's not peeling, I'm like, how did they keep the paint so nice in this building?
How did they preserve it?
So this was brought up on Facebook today, the catacombs.
Yeah, Deborah, I would love to investigate the catacombs.
That would be amazing.
So
I'm a teacher, and a lot of my students know how obsessed I am with ghosts. And so some of them, this one little boy in particular, every time I see him, I think he thinks that we're like Ghostbusters, and he's always like, "You catch a ghost yet? Did you catch a ghost yet?" And I'm like, "Not yet." But some of them travel, and I did have a student that went into the catacombs in Paris, and she came back and brought me all these pictures to see.
Aww.
And so that from that moment on, I was like, "Oh, we got to get there. We got to get there."
That's like my dream investigation, and it sounds stupid, and people don't believe me, besides the people that actually know me. I want to do catacombs solo with no flashlight.
Wow.
I just want to go in and just see what happens.
I'd be so scared to get lost.
Me too.
Hopefully someone gets me. I mean, maybe I'll put a little GPS tracker on me.
You're reminding me of like as above.
Put an air tag.
Air tag. But I think it would be, test your limit type things. I love testing my limits.
Yeah.
And I'm not gonna lie. I mean, I'm gonna be scared. Like you lock that door, and I gotta walk down these catacombs with no flashlight.
Yeah.
I'll probably have a lot of bruises on my legs from hitting stuff. But
I feel like certain places like that, or certain places we go, I feel like sometimes it's more of the normal that we're scared of, not the paranormal. Like,
oh yeah, we scare ourselves.
Is there a homeless person living down in the catacombs? Because that would be terrifying. Or who knows? It's funny.
yeah, I mean, lead. I don't know what am I saying.
We don't do too many solos as a team, but I mean, I'm open to them. I think some of our investigators would be, and some would not be. So
I've pushed my team to do solos, not because I'm an ass, but I think it's important for these places we do investigate, hospitals and everything else. You got to think about the people that were there.
Yeah,
they were solo and with maybe a nurse or a caretaker, and that's it. So when you come in with 15 people or 10 people, they might back away.
Yeah,
we do notice we get better results with smaller groups.
Yeah.
So we do try to split up into smaller groups.
So I think solos are important, and it's like people think I just push them because I'm just trying to be that guy, but I think it's important to try to get answers that way too.
Tiffany, we do get a lot of luck in hospitals and places like that because Tiffany's a nurse. She's the director of nursing at a nursing home where she lives. And so she kind of goes into character, and we offer Nurse Tiffany up to anybody that needs help or might need medicine or
I'll walk down a few dark hallways alone, but
she does. She shakes the medicine down the hallway
by myself. Yeah.
Do you walk down like Jello or pudding or something?
No, I just like say like, do you need any help? Are you having any pain? Do you want to?
No, but next time we're bringing Jello for sure.
Do you want to help getting ready for bed? Like things I think I would normally say, like doing a nursing job, you know?
And the one time we were at Hillview Manor, which was a poor farm turned into like a long-term care facility, and she really went into character and had like the lab coat and the little nurse hat. And in the basement, I think something yanked on her doctor coat or whatever you were wearing real hard.
It was like a lab coat, yeah.
So I do suggest kind of getting into character in some of these places you go to, because especially hospitals, I feel like it's a lot of residual energy where it's like the hospitals are still alive.
I thought about like old hospital on College Hill when we were there, because we did a trip last year, like just doing the visitor badges, just, hey, my name is visitor, my name is whatever.
Yeah.
Maybe that will, bring something out.
Yeah.
Honestly, it's going to cost you $1 for the whole thing of stickers. Might as well try it.
Yeah.
Let's talk about nurse spirits, because that's always get brought up in a lot of these places. There's always a nurse ghost. Do you think they're there because they're still taking care of the patients, or are they there to warn us about patients when we're concerned?
I think, me personally, like if it were me, I think I'd be there because, like, especially people who work at a place for a really long time, you get really dedicated to the patients and also the building. Like, it kind of becomes your second home. So I think they're just attached to like the building and the patients that were there.
Because I always thought like the back in the day, the nurses, that was their life. That was 24/7, like Trans-Allegheny. So like, why would they? That's what they want to do. That's what they did. So when they pass, they're doing the same thing.
Yeah, I mean, as a nurse, you often spend more time at work and with residents and their families than you do your own family. So,
and like at Eloise Asylum, the nurses and doctors and their families lived there in the building. There was like a whole nother section that was the staff quarters where they lived. And it was a nicer part of the building. The architecture in that part of the building was done better. And so I personally think, especially after going to Waverly multiple times, that place alone, I just think there's a whole nother level of energy that is in these locations because of how massive it is and how many people worked there, how many people were in and out of there. Like Tiffany said, how many people dedicate their lives there. And I think a lot of the hospitals have more residual energy where it's like, like carts wheeling down the hallways and bed curtains sliding and medicine bottles and keys jingling. And because I really do feel like so much energy is created in those buildings, and it's not just going to go away. And I do think there's a lot of intellectual energy there as well, and spirits, but I just think hospitals produce so much. There's so much that goes on. There's so many people involved, and sometimes it takes a lot of energy just to help people there. So I do think the hospitals are cool.
I would say hospitals, they start life and they end life in the same building. So it's a lot of different energy. Diane, what's up from Alabama?
Hi.
Yeah, I mean, trigger objects are huge. I know Alma's big into that. She always brings some stuff.
Asylums and jails too. Hospitals, jails, asylums for sure. Those are our favorites.
Yeah. What else we got going on here? What's your favorite piece of equipment? You can only take one thing in.
Oh, if it was only one, it'd be the recorder.
Definitely recorder for me.
Besides recorder, everybody's taking a recorder. Let's go.
Okay. Then so recorder plus one thing.
Recorder plus one.
I like the flux a lot.
I was just gonna say that. I love the flux.
Especially when you can make it feel intelligent. Like when you can, and it's not often, but we have had it to where we can say like, okay, you lit it up green, now light it up red for us. And then we're going to use this to say yes. And we have had conversations, but it doesn't happen often, but when it does and it seems intelligent, it's amazing.
Yeah. I do love the Flux, and like you said, there's been a lot of places. Like I know Crescent was one place where we really had good communication there. The tripwires though are becoming one of my
I'm really
favorites.
liking them too.
The newer version.
Yeah, I got both. I love them because you have to get close, like for that thing to go off.
Yeah.
It's not, the dead bell is so sensitive.
It is.
But the tripwire, like you have to be 3 inches away from that thing for it to go off. Yeah. That's what I like about it, because
I like that too because it's not super sensitive.
Right. So Deborah did have
our team member Lexi. She loves the music box.
It is cool and it's creepy.
It's so creepy when it goes off.
And I like when the same with that. I like when you can kind of confirm its intelligence by saying like, okay, step away.
Yeah.
Okay, touch it. Like we've had that happen a few times too.
Yeah. Yeah. I do love the music box. It's terrifying when it goes off and there's nothing near it. But it's such a fun piece of equipment to have the music going off, and I think it's more enticing to the spirits too, because they want to hear the music and see what it is. And
yeah.
I think you have to have different stuff too, like motion sensor, EMF, because you don't know what spirits are going to interact with.
Right.
Spirit. I always have my spirit box in my pocket because nothing's really happening. I'll break out the spirit box.
Yeah. Talking about old school equipment, and let me know what you guys think in the chat. But Ryan, how do you feel about like the just standard mag lights that you twist? And
I have not used them because I was so, I don't want to say against them, but it just seems so. But I worked with Nacho, and where were we? Shanley Hotel in New York, and I mean, they're pretty legit, I think. I mean,
so we're kind of like certain situations, if it's not matching up with what we're saying, we just kind of dismiss it. Yeah. But the last time we were on the 3rd floor at Hillview, I was sitting on the floor and I put the flashlight right beside me. And, you kind of have to give it time to, for them to figure it out, or to try to get it to be where they're responding to you. But I told them to come sit by me where the flashlight was, and the light immediately went on. And no joke, for about 40 minutes, we were sitting there and the light would turn off. And I would say, no, don't leave me. I'm visiting you. Come back. And right away it would pop back on. Like not like a little bit of flickering, but completely on. It would go completely off. And I'd say, no, come back. I want you to sit by me. And over and over again for like 40 minutes, it kept doing that, and like right on cue asking. And so we have been getting that out a lot more lately, just because I think it really works well to corroborate with other equipment. Yeah. So when we were at the Ross house, when we were with Zach and his team, it was only 4 of us: Zach, Tammy, me, and Jess. And we had set a beach ball on the table. And I think this is the video that helped us win the MVE award. But there was a ball on the table. It was like a beach ball. And it was heavy because there was something inside, so it didn't roll well. But we put it on the table. Zach, he said boo. So we put it on the table. We asked it for like an hour, knock it off the table, push it over. And it kept looking like it was trying to, like it was moving a little bit. And then finally it rolled onto the table. And that whole time that it rolled off, we had been getting the flashlight turning on, counting down on cue. So turn the flashlight on, please, in 3, 2, 1, and it would go on. Then there was also other things running around, like setting the tripwire off, almost like kids were running around. And then we went upstairs. I left the camera running on the ball. There was also a motion sensor on the table where the ball was, and a tripwire, the newer tripwire 2.0, on the floor. And we did end up catching on camera the ball starting to roll. It stopped. The motion light went on. Then the ball started rolling off the table. The tripwire went off before it even hit the floor as it was falling. So I think being able to see all this stuff simultaneously going off, like something actually physically moving, the tripwire going off, the motion light, the flashlight was going crazy before. So, yeah, that was an amazing experience.
Jordan. Yeah, I got your. This is for you two, not me. But what did she ask earlier? I think it's the same thing.
Oh, about the nurses.
Yeah, if they don't die there, why are they there?
Yeah, I do think it's energy, as in those are the locations where they spent the most time, or the locations where they've devoted the most time and attention in their career or in their life. Sometimes I feel that it is just energy, and sometimes I feel that it is the spirits of children. I think some of the locations we've been to, there have been people that do pass away that are there, but I do always think about that too, Deborah. Like, why would the doctors or the nurses be there? And if it's not residual, maybe they're attracted to or stuck with items too. A lot of these places have items, and we used to, two of our team members, Carly and Laurel, used to own an antique store in Jennerstown, PA. It was 1806 antiques, and it was very haunted. They did such a nice job with that antique store, and they did end up selling it, but it was built in 1806, like started in 1802, built in 1806. And so super old, but like the walls were built, the brick walls were built of horsehair and lime. I remember them saying that's how cool it was. But I think the building itself was haunted, but all of the items in there were what contributed to that location having all different types of spirits. And so maybe some of these places do have spirits that are attracted to things that are in the place, in the locations. I don't have a clear answer for that, but I do wonder about that all the time.
I mean, I think some of it is like Fairfield County has the superintendent. He was in charge of the place. They say that's the meaner of the spirits there. Maybe he just likes the power trip because he was in charge of that place. You know, like, this is my place. No one else is taking it over.
That could be.
They don't want to give up that power.
Yeah, and I did play a trick, not a trick. I did a experiment. We'll call it an experiment. When I was at Fairfield, I got there early. Me and my buddy Craig went to the jail cell, whatever they want to call it. And I talked smack on one of my teammates that were coming, female. And I'm like, she's taking this over. You're kicked out, you know. I'm like, you're in charge. But she says she's in charge now. So if you want to stay in charge, you got to do something. I did not tell anybody. I filmed it all. I did not tell anybody besides my buddy Craig. No one had any idea what we're doing. So they went up there, just the girls went up there and did a session in that room. She got her name called. She got her arm like grabbed. And it wasn't until we were doing a podcast here, and I'm like, oh, yeah, I got to tell you something. I got to set you up. I just wanted to see, you know, and it worked. So there is something in charge up there that's saying I'm in charge. And like nurses, they like taking care of people. That was their life. And they're going to go back to those places.
It makes you wonder too, if that's like their only connection to stay here. If that is their only connection, their only way of coming back or visiting, or if that is their only connection to be able to stay wherever it is that they're at, that they want to be at, you know, like maybe everybody's connection is different. And, yeah.
I mean, I think it's, you know, Tiffany knows as a nurse, that's your life, taking care of people. So
Zach, they're going there this weekend, Fairfield.
Oh, we can't wait to hear about it.
So I mean, there's a lot of different. I believe that spirits can travel, place to place. And Ross House has taught me that because Ross House has so many spirits. I always call it a train station of spirits.
Same with Bel Air House. Both of those locations, it's just like in and out, in and out, in and out.
That whole city's
that's
haunted.
how a lot of like Wimber is too, like the main part of Wimber.
Yeah.
They I think that whole city is just haunted. It has such a history of Bel Air. So no, I'm a big believer. If you ask enough questions, spirits will come. I mean,
hi, Mark. I like that idea. He said using music to draw spirits from specific timelines, about using Christian music to see how bad spirits or negative spirits would react. We did that at Hillview Manor. There's a chapel in the one part of that hospital. And a lot of times you get that Christian music there. And so that would be a case where you're playing Christian music to get those spirits to respond to that in a positive way, but using it as the opposite, that'd be super interesting. I feel like you need to try that, Mark, and tell us what happens.
Please.
Yeah, I've never done that or thought to do that. Most of the time we're playing music because it was from a certain time period or just as a trigger object, but we don't do a ton of provoking, and I feel like that would kind of flirt on the lines of provoking. Just because we just want to come with more of a respectful approach, but that would be something worth trying, though.
Worth trying.
Thanks, Mark.
I don't provoke. I'm against it. I don't like doing it because you have to be respectful. I'm a big believer of positive, negative energy.
Mm-hmm.
And besides Madison Seminary in the attic, I said that thing has messed with my female teammates so much. That doctor up there, or whatever he is up there. So, like, I've gone up there, and be like, "What's up, bitch?" What you got? Because females would go up there and get their hair pulled, shirts tugged, just feel bad, come back down, and I'll go up there and get nothing. And I'm like, dude, yeah, see, she knows.
That's what I was gonna say. She's asking the question as you're answering it. That's hilarious.
But yeah, I mean that's the only place because that dude have a history, and I think he kind of showed himself last time. So I'm interested next time.
Yeah,
and maybe. Next time. I mean, how far are you guys away from like Cleveland area? Then you guys aren't that far.
About 4 hours, maybe.
I think I'm 3 hours, so yeah, that makes sense that you'd be 4.
We're east of Cleveland, so maybe sometime this year I can, get Madison Seminary and we'll do how about we do like half no equipment investigation?
Yeah, let's do that.
I'm down. I love
that.
We'll do half no equipment and
finish out the rest with.
Yeah, if we're not getting
unless it's going well, then no equipment all night. Right?
Yeah.
And we'll play you our travel song.
Yeah.
That's equipment. Sorry, I can't do it. No,
we'll play it outside before we go in.
On the way.
We'll make sure it's not freezing out. But yeah, I definitely would like to try that.
Yeah, we would love that for sure. Yeah.
And maybe we'll get Zach to come up too.
Yeah, I'm sure he would.
So definitely. Anything else you guys want to talk about? We're an hour and 30 minutes into this.
Tiffany, tell them about your opportunity to go to the Warren Museum.
Oh yeah. So a friend of mine, we went to a Paracon in Gettysburg, and I guess like just for buying tickets, you could win tickets to the Warren Museum.
Before the new ownership.
This was before the new ownership, and this was like it wasn't really open to the public either. Like so it was like for a small group like of 4, you got the tickets. So we went and we met some of the members of the group, and they showed us around the museum. It was so interesting. Got to see the real Annabelle doll. got to see all kinds of haunted objects. And they said that like people will just mail them all kinds of stuff. Like if they think it's haunted, they'll just mail it to them to try to get rid of it. And they have a priest who like will bless the items and stuff. That's why they feel that they're safe in that area. One of the really interesting stories they told too was how Ed Warren would like know that a place was haunted, and he would like paint pictures of the house from the outside, and he would give it as a gift to the owner of the house as a way to like kind of work his way into the home to try to help them or investigate. So it was a really cool experience and super nice people.
That's cool. Bill from our team provoked Red. Yeah,
funny. I can see Bill provoking. That's funny.
Yeah,
just needs to shut it off, though. I feel like
they hit him where it hurts, calling him bald.
Yeah. I just got done reading that book, The Schmerl Haunting. I think Maxim Furyk wrote it. I mean, it was interesting.
Yeah.
About Ed and Warren and all that, and it's not about that haunting. It's that he goes over everything about what they did. It's pretty neat. He's coming on podcast, I think, next week.
Oh, cool.
I'll have to read that because, to be honest, I kind of have mixed feelings about Ed and Lorraine Warren.
Yeah, we were just talking about that at work. Someone asked me about that. They're not in the paranormal or anything. They just know about it. And he's like, I'm like, I think this is my thought on Ed and Lorraine is you have good investigators that are not good at telling stories.
Yeah.
You have bad investigators that can tell really good stories. Mm-hmm. I think they were both. They can investigate and they can paint the picture a really good story. So I think that's why it was blown up more.
Well, I feel personally there was just so many cases where they kind of weaseled their way into helping people and being involved in these haunted locations or possessions, and they weren't invited, or they just kind of became a part of it. And some of the things that they became a part of became even worse. So I kind of have mixed feelings about the situation. Part of it would probably be me not knowing enough. Obviously, none of us would unless we were there. But after meeting Andrea Perrin and hearing her story about how their family didn't call them, they just showed up and said, "Hey, we're here to help." And I feel like there was a lot of that. And yes, Deborah feels the same way. I agree. I do think some of it was embellished, but I also think some of it could have had to do with, there's a fine line between possessions and probably mental health situations. Yeah. And I just feel like they capitalized on things a little bit too much and kind of weaseled their way in. But that's just my opinion.
Sometimes I wonder, though, were they drawn by something
could be
to do this type of stuff? Like,
yes. And maybe they just kind of like overstepped their stay but maybe they were drawn to it.
I think they got, we'll call it the Zach Bagans effect. We're doing it for the right reason. Then money and fame came into it.
Yeah.
I mean, they travel the country doing book tours, and especially with the Schmerl family went with them. Like, hey, let's go do this. But I think some of the fame got to them a little bit. Again, I think they're in the right place, trying to do the right thing. But again, they, did push themselves into a lot of places.
So we actually met Johnny Zaffis from The Haunted Collector. Super nice guy. Very nice. Very funny. But yeah, it does. And he's the nephew of Ed and Lorraine Warren. And so, we've investigated some of these haunted museums and they've been pretty active, and it does make you wonder going to these museums or seeing these people that collect haunted items. Like, is it really haunted, or is it just a creepy doll that somebody mailed them? Or, it does make you think, but it's still really cool to think about and get to experience. And it does make you wonder, but
They did say too when we were there that a lot of the items that were mailed, like they have no idea if they're haunted. They have no idea like what the story is behind them. And a lot of times they really can't tell like if there is something going on with that item because they just would get so much stuff. But there are times where they would just like there's a priest that like blesses the items and stuff and like he would feel like an evil presence in a certain item or something.
But I mean, that's paranormal in the whole, right? If you guys
Right.
don't have a camera on that ball moving, or it was your experience,
yeah.
I mean, anybody can say you're full of, you know, crap. And same with Emma Lorraine. People are going to believe her,
Right.
True.
and some people are not going to believe them. That's the paranormal world. The only
Yeah.
thing you can take away from this is your experiences.
Right.
I mean, you can have a ghost slap you in the face, and you can have it on camera, and people are going to say you're full of crap.
Yeah.
Yeah. And when you
Okay.
tell people that story, you don't even say it to expect them to believe you.
Yeah,
You're just excited for yourself. Like,
and that's
Yeah.
why I hate when people are like, you know, will post stuff on Facebook and everything, and they're like, people will come like, "Oh, that's fake. That's fake." You know, who cares? It's
Yeah.
it's your
I'm not doing it
experience.
for you.
Yeah, it's your experience.
Right. And I think when people don't know you or your style, like we obviously try to always debunk things.
Yeah.
When the ball fell off the table, the first time I was walking at the time because I was going to get my tablet out of my backpack. And I thought maybe I bumped the table, maybe I accidentally tugged on the tablecloth, but when you watch it in the camera, I didn't bump it. I wasn't near it. And then like for the rest of the night, we were walking around the table the whole time. I was basically yanking on the tablecloth and the ball didn't roll off. You know, we try to debunk things and you know, if there's no explanation for it,
Yeah.
you know, so, but we definitely always do try in that situation if it's something.
Yeah, but you're not.
Stuff like that happens. And oh, yeah, Zach, all the equipment, we kept saying, we were urging it so hard to push that ball off. And we said, drain the equipment, use the equipment to get the energy. And everything died all at the same time.
So
The
it got the
tripwire died, the flux died, which that thing never dies.
Yeah.
Everything in the room died. The music box, I think the millimeter. So that's always interesting, like we said too, about the corroboration between all the equipment draining, something big happens. So
Yeah. Just reading people's stuff here.
we had fun at Post Town.
Yeah,
Daryl's
Post
such a fun guy.
Oh,
He told us so many stories before we
Oh.
investigated there, and I think it terrified us.
He showed you all the pictures.
We slept there, and in the middle of the night, I had to go to the bathroom, and one of his scariest stories took place in the bathroom. So I woke up Tiffany. I was like, Tiffany, will you walk with me to the bathroom? It was so scary there. I don't know why that place creeped us out so bad.
The reason I'm laughing is I think I can sleep anywhere. Like sometimes when it's late, I can fall asleep like while investigating, you know, if I'm comfy enough. But
Yeah.
I'm like passed out at these places and people are freaking out, like not able to sleep. And I'm just like, I'm tired. I don't care. I'm going to bed.
Have you ever slept at the haunted places?
I usually not. I mean, I've driven 7 hours to the Shanley Hotel, investigated. I think I took a 40-minute nap on some like terrible chair that had like rivets sticking in my leg and everything. I drove 7 hours back.
We do like to stay there because while we're sleeping, it's like you can continue with your equipment recording or trying to catch things.
I'll investigate till 4 or 5 in the morning and drive home.
Yeah.
It's not a big deal.
We usually do unless it's pretty far, and then we'll just it's better if we can sleep there. So when we went to Post Town, we slept there. We're going to Beale Manor on the 6th of February, and we're sleeping there.
That's fun. That's a good place.
Yeah, we're excited. We've never been there. So
Yeah, we did a big trip last year, and it was 6 places in 5 nights straight.
wow.
Wow.
We start off at Madison, drove down to Post Town, went to Old Hospital on College Hill. I call it 6, it's really 5, but then we drove to Bel Air House. We stayed in a campground, and then we did Bel Air House. The next night we did the Ross House at an antique store.
Wow.
So it was a draining. It was a 1990 RV that swayed like you're on a ship when you're driving.
That sounds amazing, though.
Yeah, it was fun. I mean, but Daryl was nice enough because we could not get our water working, the shower, and there's 6 of us in this RV. It's like, all right, we're gonna start stinking here sooner or later. But he came out in the morning, and there was like a tornado. There was a tornado watch coming over our phones, and he's in his golf cart. I'm like, there's a tornado watch. He's like, no, that's not supposed to happen till this evening. Don't worry about it. I'm like, but it's on my phone, dude. And he's like, oh, don't worry about it. He's like, but if you gotta go wash up and stuff, I'll open everything up for you. So really cool guy.
Yeah.
Thanks, Deb. We're really excited. We've never been to Bill Manor yet, so
you'll have fun. I mean, it's a cool place. I took my brother there, just me and him, for his first investigation.
that's cool.
It was really awesome. What else we got going on here? I had something on my mind, but it's not important, so don't worry about it. But yeah, I mean, I always say this to everybody because usually everybody have on, just keep being you, keep having fun, because I am huge about making memories with family, with friends, because I say, that's all we have, our memories. And people are like, why are you going to the UK? I mean, for doing this for so long, you live, you die. So
why not?
When I'm living, I'm living.
Yeah. That's one of my favorite things about our team is, me and Rachelle were best friends in high school, and you go off to college, you have kids, you get married, and life happens. And she lives in Pittsburgh now, and I'm still in Johnstown, but I feel like it gives us another excuse to meet up. Like we were always saying, like, we're going to have to get together soon. We're going to have to make plans soon. And we would do things still, but I feel like the past few years having the team has like given us such great opportunities to spend more time together. And I love it.
I completely agree. And I think, like you said, making memories, every single thing we do, it can be something very simple, or it can be this grand trip that we have planned. But no matter what we do, I mean, we love it when it's our whole team together, but everything is just so funny for us and fun and memorable. And we love every single member of our team, and everybody feels like family now. And we all mesh so well together, and we all laugh so well together. And for example, our team member Jess, the first time she investigated with us was at West Virginia Penitentiary, and she instantly bonded with us. She was snuggling with Carly when the bats were coming around, and just like all of these moments, it's like everybody just becomes like family, and we all just love these memories and laugh together. And sometimes, the world can be a crazy place, but we do this crazy stuff together, and it is so fun. And it's just,
we get a thrill out of it.
It's like, it fills our cup is exactly the words. It fills our cup, being together and doing these things, meeting other people and collaborating and just talking. So it's really been something that has become a huge part of our life and like family. And so that was our goal for creating this group. We wanted something where everybody that is a part of it can feel like it's their family. So
no, I mean, I think 30, 40 years, or how many years down the road, Tiffany's going to be serving you guys, Jello and pudding.
Yeah.
And you're going to be talking about your song.
Yeah. Playing bingo.
Yeah. Playing bingo. So I mean,
For
it's all
sure.
about those stories. I mean, even like a song, when you get to a place, that's something you guys are always going to remember,
Yeah.
and it's always going to something you're going to tell your kids or grandkids, whatever. And oh, you know what grandma used to do? You know, and like, oh yeah, I used to ghost hunt. What? So I mean, it's and you can tell stories. I mean, it's what it's
Yeah.
about.
With a badass girl group team.
Yeah.
Listening to Corn in the nursing home.
Yes,
together.
headbanging.
We'll be getting in trouble. We always do.
Oh yeah.
No, that's what's about. I always say, you know, keep being you because it's great. I mean,
Yeah. And
Lexi
you
said
too,
she'll keep
Ryan.
bingo numbers for us. She's an activity aide at the nursing home I work at.
Only do it the right way, though, Lexi.
Yes, because we know some of them ladies get mad.
Yeah, you keep being you too, Ryan. And
I
I'm
try.
happy to get to know you. And I hope that
Yeah.
we can, let's definitely plan something together.
Definitely want to collaborate. It'll be awesome.
Yeah.
Yeah, we'll definitely collaborate. We'll do that Madison experiment.
Yeah.
We'll just do it. We won't call it the naked investigation because we're going in there. We're going in there with no equipment, but
I like that.
I like
People
it.
might get the wrong idea for
Yeah. like, oh, we're gonna go live. Yeah, let's do this.
Maybe we should. Let's do another experiment.
We did that at Madison Alme. We were by the Devil's Toy Box, and we were getting some responses. And I'm like, oh, let's do it. Like, you want to have a dance off? And then like, ding. I'm like, okay, if it dings again, if you ding this, I'll do a dance off, pants off, or whatever in the attic. And there was like nothing until I said that ding. I'm like, oh God. I'm like,
You gotta
no,
do
go ahead.
You gotta follow through.
It was 15 degrees. I'm like, it's cold out, so don't judge, you know. But no, it was fun. I mean,
That's funny.
all about having a good time.
It sure is. And that's when you get the skin and forehead guy peeking at you and you're just having fun.
Yep.
Yeah, we'll get that together. Not the pants
Sounds
off, dance off, but Madison. Maybe we'll play some bingo up there. I mean, it was, who knows?
Yeah.
But
Yep. Nurse Tiffany will get everything ready.
get everything ready. So we'll
Lexi will bring the cards in the
we'll get alone in the dark to come up also. So
Yeah.
all right. Well, I appreciate it. It's hour 50 minutes
Thank you.
into this. And
Thanks for having us.
yeah, thanks
have a good
again.
night.
And
Yeah.
if you guys ever come up with like maybe after your New Orleans trip, give me a message and we'll have you back on and we'll talk about that.
Oh,
that'd
yeah.
be amazing.
Yeah, definitely.
I'm sure.
I'm
we're
sure
gonna
we'll
do
have some good stuff. by
Yeah.
that.
I appreciate everybody else jumping on and asking questions.
I don't know
And
where Tiffany went.
she's gone. I said gone, so we're gone. I appreciate it. Have a good night, everybody.
Bye.
Bye.